Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. I hope you had a great day. Let's take a look at some new malicious compliance stories where people conform to the letter but not the spirit of a request. The first story is called I Should Leave. About a year ago, right at the start of 2020, I was hired for an automated marketing company as a user experience designer. They did mention they will hire a senior above me as well. I was happy as this was my first ever job as a young bloke. The company founder was a guy in his early 30s whom I worked with very smoothly, along with all other teams. 5 weeks later, this grumpy old CEO shows up from their parent company, which owned the one I worked for. He always had some negative comments to pass to the team. But I was never treated badly, yet, since they knew my importance. I was the only one driving their UX design work, they never hired a senior. I asked the founder of the company for a laptop, which they promised me when I first joined. The parent company CEO stopped him from giving that to me, as he was very stingy and had no sense of productivity with the small hours of useless office sitting. I kept bringing my personal MacBook to work every day, and one day the tracking pad broke. I got mad that they made me lose money when they should have given me a device to work on. I kept pushing them for a good week or two, but the old guy, CEO, kept delaying with no intentions to provide new one. So I told them that I won't be coming to the office and will be working from home, given the current times anyways and the fact that it's my personal device. A week later, that parent company CEO called me to the office to discuss something else. But he also asked me directly why I have not been coming to the office. I told him that I won't bring my device every day to damage it further, as I should be given one a long time ago. He started arguing and I went back and forth with him while everyone watched with their jaws dropped. It wasn't shouting, but an aggressive tone with louder voices than normal from both of us. At the end of it all, he said, "Don't give me that attitude, and if you don't like it here, then you can leave." Others jumped in, calmed the situation, but I made my mind to comply. As soon as I received the paycheck 3 to 4 days later, I resigned and wrote a letter to everyone explaining how pathetic his leadership was. Turns out 2 other guys resigned with me as well in protest to his ways. The project deadline got totally screwed. They couldn't find any UX designer to continue. More developers left as well, and the investors backed out, seeing their performance and inability to meet the deadline. They had to shut it all down and couldn't even pay the office rent. That young founder still contacts me to offer projects from time to time, as I was pretty good at freelancing before and after this job. Pretty satisfying. The next story is called Don't Want to Pay the Sales Price. I work for one of North America's largest aftermarket auto parts stores. At this job, a few times a year, we have what's called a bucket sale. This bucket sale acts as a marketing gimmick and is meant to entice people to buy more than what they need. If you have 3 or more items, you can fit them into a 5-gallon company-branded bucket, and the price of your entire order is reduced by 20%. In all honesty, it's a pretty good deal for what it is. The only caveat is that you are required to purchase the bucket for $2.99. Most customers that I mention the sale to are usually surprised and impressed by their generosity. Especially since I don't follow the at least 3 items must fit in the bucket rule, as I prioritize getting a customer out of the door with a smile on their face. $200 battery? How about we make that $160? $50 headlight bulbs? Nah, screw that. Take them home for $35 and get a free bucket out of it. The reason that I say that most customers enjoy this is that there's a handful of customers who would either not deal with having to carry a large bucket with them, or they simply don't understand the proposition that I'm trying to offer. Fair enough, maybe they've had a tough day and don't want to be bothered with paying less for more, it's no skin off of my back. Usually this isn't a problem, except for today. Not for a certain customer that I will refer to as Karen. Karen walks into the store, is friendly throughout the entire exchange and knows exactly what they want. This is always a pleasant experience, as I hate customers who dawdle around and only accept service on their own terms. As she's ready to make her purchase, the following exchange occurs. Okay, so right now we are looking at a total of $68.98. However, if I say you a bucket, your order drops down to $56.89. What do you mean? Why is it cheaper? I have a store-wide sale that's in effect if you buy a bucket. But I don't want a bucket, I want the stuff. That's fine, you don't have to take one with you. But why would you still charge me for a bucket if I don't want it? It's policy, I can't complete this ticket under the sales price without incorporating the bucket. So why am I paying almost $70 when you just said the total was $56? Because I can't. Either way, I imagine you still want to buy the stuff. Not if you're going to try to rip me off by selling me an unnecessary bucket. Can I speak to your manager? So I get my manager and tell him what's going on before he talks with her. The manager has no patience for this kind of attitude. Hi there, ready to go? Yes, but I don't want to buy a bucket. Okay, that will be $68.98. Karen has heard herself in confusion. But I want the sales price. You don't want the bucket, which means you don't get the sales price. Karen looks at the bucket pile. In frustration, she puts down a $100 bill. Manager, while dispersing her change, it's a good thing you didn't want the bucket. There wouldn't have been enough money to give you your change back. A dejected Karen then leaves the premises. Oh well, we try to help her. The third story is called I Have to Wait. I work at a small garden center, and we have a system where if the queue is getting too long, the person on tills calls on the radio to open another till. Basically means that staff can be doing other things when there aren't enough customers to justify having 2, 3 or 4 tills open. Over the last week or so, it's been absolutely baking by UK standards, and to top it off, our till area is what used to be the main greenhouse before the site got expanded. Old greenhouse, little airflow, scorching weather, it was hot as balls in there. This was causing a combination of angry customers and exhausted staff. To top it off, our uniform is more what you'd call guidelines than an actual uniform. Navy polo, toe-cap boots, and you are good to go. So when I get the call for a second till, there are about 3 or 4 groups in the queue. I go to walk past the queue with some sweets, to keep me sweet, and my water bottle to go to the tills. Until a 6-feet rugby player looking type at the back of the queue puts his arms to stop me. What follows went something a little like this. Hi mate, don't you know what a queue is? But I'm... No buts, you don't get to skip. I'm just going... I don't care, you wait like the rest of us. At this point, with this guy getting pretty angry and turning a very deep shade of crimson, I look at the till with an exasperated look, catch my colleague's eye and just go fine then and wait. It was too hot to argue over this and I wasn't going to risk this getting physical. My colleague with a knowing smile picks up her radio and says, "Can I have another till please? I don't think this one can make it." No one arrives, probably due to a combination of radio issues, brakes colliding and not my problem, so we wait. Only takes about 5 minutes to get to the front, but the angry guy is getting redder by the second. So he goes up to be served with a loud "Finally." I'm now in the front of the queue, go up to my till, log in and call out, "Can I help anyone on this side?" There was a loud "Are you kidding me?" from the angry dude. But my colleague was quick to loudly point out that I did try and explain several times. And that he got very aggressive with me for doing so and was honestly lucky we were serving him at all. He decided to just leave rather than embarrass him any further, left his purchases on the desk and just left. I'm glad I didn't get in trouble for that one, but it was a fun bit of malicious compliance. The last story is called No Long Breaks. Like many others before me, this is a simple one that happened a couple of years ago. I worked 12-hour shifts, 7 PM to 7 AM at a factory manufacturing hygienic products. We are supposed to have 5 paid breaks a night that last 10, 20, 10, 20 and then again 10 minutes. I was a lead and ran a crew of 3 other people. Being a leader, I took it upon myself to skip breaks if our manufacturing line was running badly or things needed to be fixed. We had a hot cafeteria that served food, but for the night shift this was only open 7 to 11. So if you didn't get out to break early to buy food or didn't bring your own, you were kind of screwed. The problem with the cafe was the workers were at the end of the shift and didn't care about us night shift workers. So they took their time making food. Simple salads would take around 10 minutes to put together. And being that your longest break was 20 minutes, it gave you no time to eat. As I said, I skipped breaks pretty frequently to keep the line running well, sometimes 3 out of my 5 breaks. I forgot my lunch at home one night and figured I was gonna grab some food on my 20-minute break. They took 12 minutes to make a salad and I wasn't gonna have it sit out or in the fridge because I wanted it fresh, so I took a 30-minute break to eat my food. I ended up skipping 2 more breaks that night. Right before the end of the night though, my supervisor pulled me from the line, saying I can't be taking long breaks like that. We argued back and forth, saying since I skip breaks and the cafe takes forever to make food, one 30-minute break should be okay, but that the scheduled breaks aren't 30, so I shouldn't do that. I dropped it, but told him if I didn't have time to get food and eat and I was still skipping breaks, I would take 30. He said he would take corrective action. I did it one more time and he gave me a verbal warning. Cue malicious compliance. I took every break right on the dot the next couple of nights. Lying down and needed me to do work, told my text to clean and I'll fix it when I'm back. Machine calling out, if you see a bad product, shut it down and we'll figure it out when I get back. After about a week of this, I got asked at the end of the night meeting why my numbers were dropping and things have been getting worse. I told them I started taking all my breaks on time because my super told me off for taking a couple of extra minutes to eat lunch. No one liked it super anyway and I talked to management about it. While technically the policy states that those break times are what we should be following, the fact I was skipping breaks and getting good numbers and it wasn't interfering with other crew members' breaks, it shouldn't be a problem. He still works there and makes everyone's life a living hell, cracking the whip and getting people in trouble for stupid stuff. But last I heard he was under investigation about how he's running things. I left about 6 months after that though, because of how he was trying to be more of a manager than the actual manager was and had a terrible attitude doing it and made everything so stressful. And now it's your time to shine. Let me know what you think about the stories. Did they happen? What could have been done better? Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you have a great day. Stay safe. Bye bye.